y'all. Welcome to the Suburban Stitcher podcast. My name is Diane and today is April 12th, 2018. It has been about a month since I have chatted with y'all. I can't even. So I am so sorry that it's been so long, but it's been a absolutely amazing and busy and wonderful and all of the things time. I actually recorded an episode a week or two before I left for DFW and it disappeared into the ether of digital whatever, which is super unfortunate because I had actually announced prize winners and all of the things. And so hopefully sometime today I will find that and I'll be able to re-announce those winners of Rainbow Along, which is just, this is why I just need to stop having knit-alongs. I can't be held responsible for prizes anymore. So I want to read the winners for the Rainbow Along and the Get Suburban Knit Along that I announced last time I attempted to tape a show, and I don't even think these got out there. So Rainbow Along winners, we have post number 59 was Knitter Chow, Kathy from Michigan. Post number 24, Melissa 724 is Melissa from Ohio. And post number 53, CCUDAN, is Deborah from North Carolina. So the three of you are winners for the Rainbow Along. If you will message me on Ravelry, I am DBB Stitch on Ravelry, and send me a message and I will get a prize package out to you. I need your mailing address. And then the Get Suburban Knit Along for this time is the winner is post number 23. Mrs. Price Knits is Courtney from California. She knit a sock head hat in Night Gypsy, which is one of my kind of Halloween seasonal colorways, and she wins a copy of the brand new JoJo's hat, which is by Mrs. Brown, Jody Brown of Mrs. Brown's Bags. So congratulations to all the winners, and I am just so excited for you all. But yes, so anyway, I am just returning from DFW Fiber Fest, and it has been the most amazing time. I got to see so many of you all and hug your necks, and you hugged mine, and you bought lots of yarn, and I am so eternally grateful. So I also would be remiss if I did not give a quick happy birthday to my sweet friend Hue Logo. I wore my olive green shirt in honor of you. So I hope that you are having a lovely day with your makeover and your friends, and if we were just a little bit closer and not on opposite sides of the equator, then I would be showing up randomly at your house for wine and barbecue. So I hope that you have a lovely day. Mwah. I really have only just a little tiny bit of knitting to show you. I have two projects basically that I've been working on back and forth for the last month. One I've talked about several times. It really has not grown a lot, but every little bit of time helps it out. So this is the Gelato Shawl by Vera Valimaki. And I have maybe 6 stripe repeats now. I have maybe 6 stripe repeats, and I'm just loving this so much. So I'm pulling dog hair and my hair out of this. Okay. So yeah, so you can see, oh, I just love the neutral of it, and the two colors that I'm using right now, this is Seed by Hedgehog Fibers, And this one is called Northern Mud, and it's by Lavender Loon. So it's mostly tan and beige with these like gold mustards in there. Very pretty. And I just am absolutely in love with these super subtle stripes. So that is the first thing that I have been very, very slowly working on. Oh, and I am knitting these on Signature circular needles. These are the red ones, so they're a size 7, which is a 4.5 millimeter. And I definitely prefer Signature needles for my shawl knitting. I don't prefer to knit on DPNs. I know, much to the chagrin of those of y'all that saw my amazing Signature DPN Christmas gift a few years back, but I don't prefer to knit socks on DPNs. So I've tried out their sock needles, and they're okay. There's something about the needle, like that gauge, and then when they put the, where is it? It's this part. And actually mine might even, no, it happens on my other needles too, I guess. This part is sort of like etched into the needle, so you can feel it a tiny bit there. And there's something about that on the skinny needles that really feels quite bumpy while you're knitting with it. And so it's just not my favorite, but it's a wonderful needle. I'm just tactilely sensitive. And this is in my Lobby NMA Fringe Field Supply bag with lots of pins and patches. And I love it. It is so just full up with memories of friends and souvenirs and the like. The second thing that I'm knitting is in a Mrs. Brown's bag that I was gifted last year by the Mrs. Brown herself. And oh my gosh, you guys, I had no idea how much I love mohair until I knit with it alone. And I kind of feel like my inner mid-80s mohair sweater loving girl heart, I don't know, I just, like, this makes me so happy. I can't even tell you. It's amazing. So I am doing a test knit for Vera Valimaki. Basically, I arm wrestled her into sending me the pattern to test. I have no idea when it will be published. I don't know. I hope I'm not the only one testing it because I'm so slow. But after I returned from DFW, I finally got a bunch of time on Tuesday this week to sit down and knit. And I just took the entire day, Tuesday off, and watched podcasts and sat down and knit mohair lace weight, lace charts, and it restored my soul. Like, I did not realize how much I have been missing knitting until I was not knitting every day. So here is the shawl. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So I am just, you know, still in the very beginning stages, but here is the part that's giving me life. Do you see that? Look at that gorgeous pattern. And it's single strand of mohair lace. It's so fuzzy, as you can tell. And as compared to that, this is just so fuzzy. It's gorgeous. The 3 yarns that I'm using are a single ply from Lakes Yarn and Fiber. It's also where I got this mohair from, Lakes Yarn and Fiber. And then this cream with the speckles is Woolen Boon in the Buffy colorway, I believe. So I don't know when this will be out. It is called the Everything Shawl. And I am absolutely loving it. And it matches my bag perfectly. So that's really it for knitting for me. Haven't been working on anything else. No socks, no big sweater projects, but I definitely have some things coming up soon that I cannot wait to cast on. So let me tell you about those. So next I want to talk about some patterns and some projects that I am absolutely itching to cast on. So these would be needle adjacent, as the stockinette zombies say, or dream knitting, or whatever you might call it. I can't remember if I showed these last time, but I have amassed quite a collection of birds of a feather kits. So I'm going to show you the 3 that I have right here. I have one kit that I purchased at the Hill Country Weavers Retreat. This is I made my own kit. It wasn't packaged as a kit, but this is hedgehog fibers in bramble. So this is some dark browns with a little bit of pinky purples and some greens. There's not a whole lot of green in the mohair. Oh, a little bit right there. So this is one set. I'm very excited about this. And I'm having trouble deciding which is my favorite out of the next 2. So another one that I purchased is my favorite yarn dyer. This is very similar to that last one, but just a little less stark, I would say. This is from Lavender Loon Yarn. This is her Young Buck Rising colorway, which is sort of like Diane in the yarn skein. But it's these really, I might have to take this out. So excuse the crinkling for just a second. Let me turn this right there. It's a little better, right? I'm standing up because, okay. So this is her Young Buck Rising colorway. Oh yeah, so much better. So you can see that it has this really beautiful, like mustardy gold color right here with these pinks and browns. And this is I love the mohair, took the color so much darker. Oh my gosh, I love it. So this one is like, doesn't have as much white space, I guess, and the browns aren't as dark. They're very similar. I have a look, right? Right. Yeah, so they're similar, but just not as similar. They're similar, but not similar. It makes perfect sense, right? Okay, and this is the last one. I really, really love this. Oh my gosh. I open the package and it smells so woolly. This one is extra special because I think this is an MCN yarn. Is it? Let's see. Yes, it is. MCN. This is another one of my longtime favorite dyers, Peepaloo Fields. Oh, look at that, guys. This one is the most different of my kits. And this is her colorway called Earl Grey. And so it is these beautiful plummy purples with some kind of greenish golds and some sort of pinky reds. It's just so beautiful. And so this is, like I said, it's called Earl Grey, and this is a MCN, which is 80% superwash merino, 10% nylon, and 10% cashmere. And this is 70% mohair, 30% silk. I think all the mohairs were the same base. So that is a shawl that I am dream knitting hardcore. The next thing that I'm dream knitting, and I want to show you two of my color choices, and I haven't decided on the third yet. I am really digging the Tecumseh sweater by Caitlin Hunter. It's that newish one that is sort of like big and sweatshirty. It's DK weight, and it has the crosses, like the little Swiss cross, and it also has the little flag looking things underneath it, kind of little flag pennant banner things. So I really want to use these two colors of my yarn. This is Ballard. I picked, looks like two skeins from two different dye lots there. You can see it really on the screen. And then this is my Nudie Patootie colorway. So it's sort of a peachy neutral with some very, very light speckling. So I just think those look really nice together. The problem is I cannot decide if I kind of want this to be the main color, but I can't decide if that's a good choice. But this is going to be in there somewhere for sure. So whether it's the crosses or the flags, I'm not really sure. So I'm dream knitting that shawl, I'm dream knitting that sweater, and I have one last dream knit that sort of leads me into my Hello Lovelies from the festival. I, as you know, totally love pastels and soft, quiet colors, and one of my all-time, long-time favorite yarn dyers is October House Fiber Arts. She is based out of Hot Springs, Arkansas, and she and I have a very, very similar color palette. Every year at DFW, I'm looking up here because I have quite a collection of her yarn. Every year at DFW, I always come home with a skein or two, or more sometimes. And this is one of those more years. I purchased 4 skeins of her yarn. And if we are laying all cards out on the table, I just purchased 2 more online because she just posted her show update and I had to have them because I didn't get them while I was there and I had to now. So I purchased 4 skeins thinking that they would be a really nice middle of a fade. I don't know if I'm going to knit the Fading Point by Hohe. I don't know if I'm going to knit another Find Your Fade because I absolutely love that shawl. I'm still knitting What the Fade, but it's in really bright colors, and so there's part of me that maybe wants to knit it in softer colors. Or maybe there's just some other pattern out there that I can fade. But I knew that these in my brain like melded nicely together. And she is doing some, looks like some new dyeing techniques that are absolutely making my heart sing. So I'm happy to share her work with you. This first skein is called Par Avon. Avion? Oh my gosh, no French. Which is ironic for someone whose last name is Bourgeois. But, so this one, you can see those very, very subtle speckles in here, with the very light minty wash right there. So beautiful. So I felt like that one faded into this one quite nicely. This one is called The Wind That Shakes the Barley. This one for her is very speckle-tastic, I would say, but very tonally speckly. Like right there, oh my gosh, right? So I felt like that worked well going from this to this because of those blues that were in both. The third skein I got is called Honey Jar. So this one has a lot more of these golden colors, but you start getting some pink right in there. And there's a few speckles, but mostly this is honeys and golden vanillas. So now we've gone from there to that, which is not so dissimilar except for the speckles are starting to change with that pink. And then the last new skein that I bought from her is called Ice Cream Social. So this one has those tans and vanillas, but it brings in this strawberry pink, which again, I thought spoke so nicely to the pinks that were coming out in Honey Jar right there. So we've got this. Yeah, my camera is freaking out because it's so late, but that's kind of what I was thinking. I just love this so much. I have this skein that I actually broke into when I did a little swap with Sandy by the lakeside in December. So this is not a full skein, which is why I am thinking that I can't use it for fading point, because it's probably only 75 to 80 grams, and I think I will need more than that for the shawl. But this is called Camellia. So this has some sort of apricot-y, peachy colors with the pinks and the naturals, which I felt like if I had the whole skein would be absolutely perfect. Oh my gosh, there's just no way to show that correctly. But these skeins that basically have very little color are so beautiful and so distinctly different. They make me so happy. So happy. And then it reminded me that, oh my gosh, probably 2 years ago, I caked up these skeins of yarn to make a hoo-hooey, and I never cast it on. So these will have to be cast on very soon. This would make a beautiful fade in and of itself right here. They would almost need to be like an in-between. Oh well, guess you didn't need to see that so badly. Okay, the other thing that I completely treated myself to at the show. Oh wait, two things. This is just a necessity around the house, and I had to upgrade to the big jar this year. This is called Everything Boehm, and it's by Goodies Unlimited. Let me show you that right there. They are in Oklahoma. They come to DFW just about every year that I've been there. And this is the best hand balm ever. And I particularly have dry skin these days now that I'm dyeing yarn all the time. And so that was a necessity. And super sweet customer service. They included 2 little plain containers so that if I wanted to put little bitty bits in for travel, that I could. So I thought that was very, very nice customer service. And I'm totally going to do that. Okay, so this is the last thing that I purchased, and this was quite a splurge for me. It's funny how this is less than the 4 skeins added together, but yet this felt like the splurge. I don't know how that works, but anyway. I look at this lady's hand spun every year. She is so talented as a dyer, but even more talented as a hand spinner. And this is a thing for string, hand spun by Mickey. And look at that hand spun, you guys. I have gone back and forth so much about what to do with this. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I can't stand it. So I have gone back and forth so much about what to do with this. It is a superwash merino, 500 yards, 110 grams. And the colorway, the braid, is called Squad. It is machine washable, superwash merino. Okay, so it's a 3-ply. which is absolutely stunning. Look at all of the barber poling. Can you see that? I mean, it's the best hand spun I have ever seen in my life. It's so beautiful. I really have wanted hand spun socks for as long as I can remember, even being conscious of hand spun. And because this didn't have nylon in it, I thought, well, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to make a cowl or a shawl or something that I can wear around my neck. And then I was speaking with a friend the other night, and this friend kindly reminded me that these are not the colors that I tend to choose when I choose something to wear around my neck. And especially in a hand spun, it might get really crazy. It might be highly variegated. It will be highly variegated. And that I wouldn't maybe choose it. And it would be such a shame to have that and spend all that time knitting this beautiful yarn into something that I wouldn't pick to wear. But if I knit it into socks, I would probably wear them all the time. And all I would have to do is maybe choose a commercial yarn for heels and toes, and then it would be just fine. So that friend is very right, because my first instinct is hand spun socks. So I am going to knit some hand spun socks out of this, and I think that I might even cake it up today because I am so in love with this skein. I have to cast it on right away, but I wanted to show you all first in the skein just how absolutely amazingly beautiful it is. So she has a website and she always updates her shop right after DFW. A Thing for String is her company name. She also sells gorgeous, variegated, very rich jewel toned variegated yarns. She's so talented, and whether you're buying her hand dyed yarn or her hand spun, you will be in for a treat. So that is the last purchase that I made at DFW. The last thing that has come in the last little bit of time is some gorgeous chicken yarn from Hue Logo. And I guess it was for Easter. Yeah, Easter Sunday, we were at my husband's aunt's house, and she has an amazing chicken coop, and it's really a chicken house. They basically, sorry, I just had a shop update and I'm dinging. They built what amounts to a house for chickens. It's completely amazingly ridiculous. But anyway, these are my colors, and when I pull these out, you will see. So these are the only 2 chicken yarns of hers that I have. I don't even know when I'm gonna have time to knit these, but I love them. So Favorable, which is neutrally tans with sort of a pinky natural and a yellowy natural. I don't know that that shows you any better, but. And then I got the Lavender Orpington, or Orpington, I'm not exactly sure how that is pronounced correctly, but this is that one. So it's a more tonal big yarn with variegated minis. And Nicole, I want a whole skein of this. I want this yarn right there. I would make a sweater out of that. So I don't know if that will ever happen, but I wouldn't be sad if it did. It's beautiful. So maybe someday soon I'll be knitting some chicken socks. And I think that is it for Hello Lovely. Oh no, I do have to say a sweet, sweet thank you. Y'all know I was just working so crazy busy hard before DFW and just really the months leading up to that, all 2018. And a sweet, sweet friend, Kristina, came up to the booth and gave me this awesome gift bag. And I love you so much, Kristina. You are the best. She said, this is your next week vacation in a bag. And now I get to wash these and actually wear them because I'm showing them to you. So I will show you. She gave me a box of tea. She gave me bubble bath. And she gave me pajamas. And they are cats knitting and sewing. So thank you so much, Kristina. I love them. I absolutely cannot wait to wear these and enjoy the rest of my week now that the shop is updated. So that is so fun. Oh, I just saw something else. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. I just saw this. It keeps getting better. It was hidden. Oh, and I have some beautiful stitch markers that I was given. Look at this. Jill, right? Jill from not that far from me tatted these stitch markers for the stitch marker swap. Aren't those gorgeous? I mean, this like periwinkle blue purple is everything to me. And then someone else was swapping and asked me if I was swapping, but I wasn't. And this is, they just gave me this, or they let me choose. And this is what I chose, a beautiful little china saucer. Oh, with like very pretty, it's like pastel stuff in there. It's not going to, it's too far away. Anyway, it's little pastel flowers on the edge. It's so cute. So that was fun. Oh my gosh. So a little bit of a recap about, because really the biggest Hello Lovely this week is all of you. And this was my first time having my own booth at DFW, and I was super nervous because it was my first time, and you all made it absolutely amazing. Friday, there were many times that I couldn't even fit in my booth, which was amazing. I absolutely could not have done it without the help of Prairie Girl Susie, Susie White, who came down from Nebraska and flew in and drove up with me, and we went to Magnolia. We had trucker hats. We had a big creeper van, and it was amazing. And oh my gosh, the best help that I could have asked for. And literally could not have done it without her. On Friday, Sally from the Wool Slayers podcast came and helped in the booth, which was extra amazing because Friday was our busiest day. It was the first day, and it was so crazy busy, but wonderful. Excuse me. It was so busy, and it was so great to have an extra set of hands there. So thank you, Sally. So many of you came by and gave hugs and encouragement and bought so much yarn. I can't say thank you enough. I was a little worried that I had worked so hard up to it and then would be a little too tired to get really excited with you all. I was nervous that I would be a little unexcited to talk about yarn, but I wasn't. It was amazing, and I picked out so many Suburban wrap colors and so many fades and so many fading points. It was unbelievable. So I'm all verklempt. I am full up. Y'all filled my filled my cup, filled my heart so, so much. And I cannot say thank you enough. So I'm like my kids, they start like messing with their hands when they get nervous. But truly, truly, this community and what y'all allow me to do for a living has absolutely changed my life. And I'm so grateful. So, all right, that's enough of that. Okay, so one thing that I want to mention is that my sweet friend Susie, Prairie Girl Designs, has released a pattern called Sharp Arrow, and I am going to have to insert pictures because I'm a total loser and don't have my actual sample with me. But I have a sample knit out of my Sweet Adeline colorway. Do I have that handy? Yes. So I have a sample knit out of this Sweet Adeline. And, ooh, I just realized that would be perfect in this vein. How fun! It goes so well with my October house yarn. Okay, back to business, Diane. Susie White, Prairie Girl Designs, new design, Sharp Arrow, 2 skeins of yarn. I have a sample knit in Sweet Adeline. The original was designed out of this. I'm going to show you right here. The original was knit out of 2 skeins of sage, which is the most beautiful pale green, sagey, sweet, pale green color. Absolutely stunning. It is a 3/4 round shawl. And when I say that, I mean that the, oh my gosh, seriously, that's Sweet Adeline looks so good. I'm gonna have to take a picture and show y'all this fade that I just made on my table. It's so good. 3/4 round. So it's like if you drew a circle and took out the top little pie, it allows it to sit over your shoulders perfectly without falling. It's garter stitch based, and there is a big section of lace at the end, but it is very, very easy and stunningly, eye-catchingly beautiful when it's all knit up. But if you are not a big lace lover or you're nervous about it because you haven't done a lot of it, this is absolutely the shawl for you. So, Sharp Arrow by Prairie Girl Designs. And I put out on Instagram that I was thinking we would have a knit along, and I absolutely want to do that. I can't guarantee that we'll be doing prizes. I'm thinking, you know, maybe just a pattern prize. Maybe I'll send out a skein or something, you know, randomly at the end. But I'm thinking we need to have a knit along. And we're also going to be starting a Suburban wrap knit along too. I know I said that. So we may have 2 running at the same time. So let's knit some Suburban wraps together, and let's also knit some, instead of just Sharp Arrow, I would like to extend that to any Prairie Girl design. So that's, you can knit Sharp Arrow, you can knit that cowl that I just knit, the interknit cowl, which is 1 skein of DK. She's got beautiful sock patterns. I just think that I really might even knit one of her DK weight shawls. She has a beautiful 2 or 3 skein DK weight shawl pattern that came out last fall that I have been dying to cast on. So I might be knitting that one. So we're going to do a Prairie Girl Susie knit along. And I will start threads in the group, and we'll post all about that over there. So, well, for what I thought was going to be a very short and quick podcast, I sure do have seemed to amass quite a number of things to talk about. But I just wanted to come over here and say hello, and I'm still here and I'm still knitting and I'm still updating the shop. Yarn is there right now. The only thing that did not make it to the shop yet are mini skeins and bags and whip minders. So mini skeins, bags, whip minders. Those will be going up over the next week or so. I just did a big push to get the yarn in there, and then I'll be working on the rest. So thank you all so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!